Welcome back. This is Author Odyssey, the planning realm, and I'm Melody Ann, your guide. And if you've been following along in the series, you know that we've been talking about some of the obstacles that get in your way. We've been talking about how your goals help you write the book that will succeed for you. We've talked about your readers and how understanding them helps you write a book that actually gets read, reviewed, recommended. And so we've talked a lot about that inner world. Today, I want to start talking about the outer world and how understanding that can help you write a book that truly succeeds. So, there are two quests I want to touch on today: the genre gateway and the rival's mirror. We're going to start with the genre gateway. Imagine you're writing a book to me, someone who has had a leg injury, who's had their leg rebuilt, and they're in chronic pain, and they're trying to figure out, what to do about it. They go into this bookstore and they go to the health section. It's not three or four or even one shelf of books; it's a wall of books, and they're trying to figure out what book's going to help me. And so there's nutrition and there's fitness and there's meditation and there's mindfulness and there's all these kind of subcategories. And so I'm like, okay, recovery is my subcategory. I go to my subcategory. There's nutrition for recovery. There's, exercising for recovery, Pilates for lower leg injuries. There's all these books. So this huge shelf, you want to figure out where you fit. So the genre is nonfiction. The genre is health, recovery. Now, if you start looking at the books, we get to like just the one shelf. Now we're in this one shelf. All the books that I could pick are from this one shelf. Now we can look at that shelf and say, okay, where would your book slot in so that I could find it? And understanding the genre, understanding the reader expectations, understanding, what that genre stands for, that can really help you figure out the whole landscape, not just of health, but of recovery, lower limb recovery, right? Chronic pain and lower limb recovery. You can start narrowing it down. And you can really see my book would slot in between this book and that book. And that's awesome. You know where your book lives. You understand the genre. You understand the expectations of the reader by looking at the books around it. And that rolls really nicely into the rival's mirror. So don't get me wrong, when I say rival's mirror, I don't mean all the other authors are adversaries and you're going to steer clear of them. In fact, in publishing, it's the opposite. Your rivals aren't your adversaries, they're actually your allies. But before we reach out to them and start promoting together, we are going to look at their books. And we're going to look at what they did well, what they could have improved on, their voice. We're just going to really pick two or three books that are as close to our book, that book you're writing for me. We're going to look at those books and we're going to figure out, what did they do well? What did readers love? What didn't readers like? How could you, the author, improve on what's already out there? So think about these books as a conversation on that tight little niche subcategory of recovering from chronic pain after a lower leg injury, after a lower limb injury. And you look at those and you say, I see what people are saying. I understand the conversation. How am I going to add to that conversation? So one, I fit in, and two, I stand out, which sounds funny. Fitting into the genre while standing out on the shelf. And that's the genre gateway and the rival's mirror, right? Understanding where I fit in genre-wise and how to stand out from the other books on the shelf. So this is really important because it helps you decide on the content. It helps you decide on your tone, your voice, the examples you use, the stories you tell, how you promote it, how you publish it, how you approach your allies, the other authors, so that you guys can promote together. There's so much that this can help you with. And once you've done that, you can go back and look at the next quest, the crystal concept, which I'm going to cover in the next video. Until then, go check out a bookstore and find where your book should live.